I want to know where the islands at. Who took them? Who took them?
This is going to be a quick live. I'm sitting here researching these missing islands, and I just can't grasp the idea of how does a large mass of land go missing. So I'm back on Google looking at places. But then I went to the beginning to I went back to Atlantis. I'm trying not to type too loud so y'all can't hear me. I went to Atlantis, and funny how a whole culture is missing. So I went back to Cook Island. And then Cook Island is like, why is they not showing it anymore? Is it because a lot of people is back up on the islands are missing? This is one of the islands that's missing in the Pacific. Let's see if I can open it. And they was charted in the 1400s. They was charted and people lived there. Where are the people? So some would say, oh, they just moved the people around, moved them into different areas, different lands. Like the island of Sandy. Sandy missing, long time, long time. Some of these islands are missing as of 2015. So where are they? So I'm trying to Google them. I'm gonna Google Sandy Island again. This is Sandy Island. These are all the pictures of Sandy Island. So where are they? Where is it? Where is it? This right here is what it looked like from Google Earth. Look, it tells you. Mysterious Sandy Island disappears off the map. Sandy Island is right here between the Coral Sea. The next live I'm gonna do I'm gonna do it about the ocean floor, so we can see what's going on, because these islands are missing. Like, where are they? Like, where are the people? Islands missing in Honolulu. We know we get bad weather, aka man-created weather, that destroy Here, even on this map right here. You don't see it in this area. You don't see it in this area right here. So TX, you've been all over these islands. Can you tell us why the islands are no longer on the map? Ooh, they're calling it the mysterious Sandy Island. So they say here, how could a fake island land on Google Map? Sandy Island is not a fake island. You see it right here. Sandy Island. You see it right here. See it right here. See it here. So my question, after watching all these maps and looking for all these islands, is the government hiding islands? Is the government hiding land? Look at Shelly Island. Okay, we know about the erosion. We know about the islands being surrounded by water, which we talked about a couple of lives ago. We know about the erosion of the beachfront from the water. But the erosion that can knock out a whole entire island? Look at this. These little scattered little islands right off of the Atlantic Ocean. My question to you, TX, is can a whole entire island go missing? Since you said that you travel in the Navy and you've been all over the world. Now look here. These islands, be aware of very strong current and tides. So, people houses, you see people houses right there on the water? Yeah, I looked up Japan and I saw that the Japanese got some missing islands too. That was reported that the island is missing as of last week in Japan. But my question is, why would people live so close to the water? We know it's beautiful, beautiful beachfront, and everything's just gorgeous, and the water is beautiful. But let a tide come in, all that you have is gone. This is why beachfront property is being sold so cheap. Beachfront property is so cheap that you can practically just build a house on it and it's yours. Because they don't want to give you, a lot of people don't understand when it comes to insurance. You must ask your insurance company to insure you for flood damage. It's called pearls. For pearl weather. When weather will actually wipe out your whole entire house. So, when you see these people, yeah, it's beautiful, have their little houses, and then they're gone. also saw islands like this. You see all the garbage? Whole entire island full of garbage. Whole entire. I'm gonna see if I can look it up on I'm gonna see if I can type it in and see if they show it again. Missing the landmass. You know, me and Google don't get along. You really don't. Let's try it here. You know, Google only search for what they want to search for. Okay, they said landmass between New Orleans and Mobile. Internet uproar. Did they call us landmass or not? Maybe I need to rephrase it. Missing landmass. Hey, Nay Moody. How you doing, girl? Hey, Sugar Love. So when people tell me about the Mandela effect, I just can't really grasp that concept. So this question says, how did the island of Sandy disappear? It says the disappearance of Sandy Island, recent scientific research crews led by the University of Sydney in part of the South Pacific Ocean between Australia and Caledonia. So, how did Sandy disappear? I got the Google picture there again. So, Sandy disappeared in April 2000. Where did it go? Where did it go? Like, why they call it a myth? Sandy Island is located in the Pacific Ocean off coast Australia, occupies about 45 square miles in the Coral Sea. It is documented in 1772 and appeared on a 1908 Admiralty chart map in Google Maps. Google Maps was not around in 1908, okay? So that's another bad story that they lied about. So, again, we keep asking the same questions over and over again. Is Shrimpy an island over Australia? Does Sandy Island exist? For order for something to disappear, it must exist. It had to exist if it disappeared. Let me see. I wonder if I can go. I saw this video. Let me see. I saw this video, and what interests me most about this video, I'll probably get a copyright if I even showed you guys what it looked like, but it was very intriguing. And it was on YouTube. Videos. Let me see. YouTube videos. Missing island. is following me tonight. I'm tired. Demographic market land. Let me see. Land of the Lost. Well, first of all, put a one in the chat if you do believe in flat Earth, because I believe the water still have Earth at the bottom of it. I'm focused on this because I know quite a few people that live on islands, and they're not popular islands. It's like crazy, like third world country islands, and I seen some of the people actually being treated like crap, and the government is putting all kinds of nuclear warheads that they claim to go out into space and come back down, and they just dumping them on their islands and forcing people to leave their homes. So that's why I'm so interested in this. Let's see. 2%. I'm gonna find this thing. God, please don't let the picture look down. I want nobody to see me. I know I had it on my playlist. I know I had it on my playlist. See, I got a billion like ones. Let me see. Missing. Okay, let me see. Missing Islands. Let's see. There you go. I don't know if I can play it, but this is one of the ones I was talking about. Let me cut it down. Hi. So you can hear it. I want to thank Mysterious 5 for this footage. So this is one of the islands that they had that was considered missing, and we're like, where did the island go? So these are 5 islands that mysteriously disappeared, and this right here is Sandy, I believe. Now see how deep into the water it is? Okay. This is the map. This is the map. And this is Sandy, the island is right there on the map. Yeah, it was discovered by, let me see, there's another one. Okay, see what number 4 is. Island of BVSS. Let's see. I want to see the one that had all the garbage on it. But once I get the name of that one, I can actually look it up. Did you guys go and check out Mr. Mysterious? He has a lot of awesome content on his page about missing islands and missing. They even got a continent that's missing. So we're going back. This one here is about Sandy. But you guys can go on and look them up. You guys can go ahead and look them up. But they have some really great content. So you got the man-made islands. So with the man-made islands, I'm like, how does that work? We go back to over here. Let me see. I'm looking for the one that has the garbage and everything on it. And they show you the warheads and flesh all over the place. And I don't know if this one is the one. I understand what you're saying, but if you want to take the government side of things, then we got men on the moon. We have a whole entire tribe of people living on the moon, and we know that's not true. Let me see. We'll go back to this one. What was it called? Island. I remember the name because I wrote it down. Oh, here's my little note. Hi, Silu. Ben and mother. Yes, fam. Hello, fam. Hello. Let me see. I told you guys about the Island of Demons. I told you about Croker Island, Sandy Island, Antigua Island. Is it San Blas in Panama? Let me look that up and see. San Blas. Okay, San Blas Island. I still have to look everything up by the name. Shrimps. Sailing on San Blas. Okay. Hey, Sugar Love. See Lou. Check out this lady right here that's in blue. Let me see. Okay. I'm doing better. Since TX said it's just the internet. Let's say, where do we dump our garbage? What's G? My bad. Okay, where does the trash go? Where does the trash go? Let's see. Looks like an island to me. Look at that. I know in New York has a little island that's in the middle of the water and nobody ever been there, but that's where they dump the garbage at. They dump it on a big barge, and the barge go right to that little island, and they just dump the garbage. They got people there siphoning through the garbage, And going through it, they separate, the plastics from the biodegradable, da 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 da. And then the seagulls go there and eat all of it. Yeah. See, it looks like this. You see, separate the bottles. But see, a lot. Then we complaining. How is our waters being polluted? Our waters are being polluted through oil leaks, gas leaks. But the garbage, like, could it be that the islands can't hold the weight of all that garbage and it sinks and then it distributes into the oceans? I thought that Sandy Island was a garbage island, but in 1908, it disappeared. So you mean to tell me all the people been putting garbages on all these different islands, and now don't claim the island because now the island is a garbage island? Look. Well, I'm sorry. They should call it landfill. Look, okay, it says, who sends their trash to Georgia? Trash transported to Georgia by the other states. Now, this is interesting. Alabama, 19 tons. Connecticut, 3,869 tons. Florida, 1,059,000 tons. Maryland, 29,000 tons. Massachusetts, 394,000 tons. New Jersey, 394,000 tons. New York, 75,000 plus tons. North Carolina, 42,000. Ohio, 815. Rhode Island, 38,000. South Carolina, 81,000. Tennessee, 30,000. Virginia, 44 tons. So, Spitfire, not sure your name is Ryder, you do make more sense today if you understand the Bible. Yes, where is the garbage going? I understand the Bible very well. I comprehend what I see and I read. Some of the stories, don't get me wrong, some of the stories in the Bible, they go a little overboard, but they have to say something to keep you interested. Spitfire Red. So, excuse me, if all this garbage is going to Georgia, all on the East Coast, if all this garbage is going to Georgia, where do Georgia, and you know what, I'm going to Georgia, and I'm going to find out where the hell the garbage at. How about that? It's probably a little island that's over here to the right side of this map where the garbage is at. Okay? Dad, where does our trash go for recycle? See? Okay, let's see what this Global Solid website composition. See, look, people don't understand. Now, me being a garbage collector for almost 15 plus years, picking up garbage, cleaning buildings, etc. This is something, working on a compactor, that compresses the garbage for over 15 years. Okay? It's a stinky job. Hi, Prepper. It's a really stinky job. But somebody got to do it. And once we understand where it comes from and what it's really about, that's what makes it better for us to try to use less waste less. So we're trying to find out where is the damn garbage and where does it go. This one has 220,000 tons of garbage. Where does it go? Look at this. What is this? Is that water on the side of it? No. See how they pile the garbage up? Just piles and piles and piles of garbage. Piles and piles and piles of garbage. This is what they're doing to the islands. They're loading it up with garbage. Tons and tons of garbage. Tons and tons of garbage. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. I'm looking for something real quick.
This is actually recording the whole thing. So you guys like my whole life.
Okay. So now we need to find out where is these tons and tons of garbage coming from. Okay, so where does the plastic waste go? Cruise ships used to get used just to dump their trash to sea. They put them on barges. They put them on barges, and the barges they take and they dump the barges off at dump them off somewhere. They dumping them somewhere. Why I can't find this girl? Well, I can't find her. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Here she go. Okay. Why I can't find this girl? Well, I can turn this thing down. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Okay. I know, right? So I'm watching my other lady on a tablet, and I can't get it to stop to go mute. You would think it would go mute because you told it to go mute, right? Okay, there you go. So now we know the plastic goes in the water. The islands hold the trash. Okay, the islands hold the trash, Mr. GT. The raw food and stuff. Where I used to work at, the habit says, where does New York City trash go? This is what I used to do for a living. I'll put myself out there. You see how these bags of garbage are lined up? My job is to put the garbage in those bags and put them out on the street for the sanitation to pick up. So we pick it up. They put it inside of big dumpsters, inside of garbage bags. And out here, this is Las Vegas, they just throw it on the sidewalk and they pick it up. But do we really know where does the garbage go? You know, we have big trucks like this, different names and companies of the trucks or whatever. No, don't say the moon. They don't go on the moon because the moon watching me. This says life of trash. So let's see, what is this little image right here and what does it filled up with? What state is that? Oh, okay. Another one I was thinking about. I'm going to ask TX. The moon has been fine. They bury it in the island. Yes, they bury it in the island. They surely do. And then the island sinks. I don't know why. The island sinks and then it's no longer on the map. Because you ever hear these people talk about celebrities, you got a private island here and a private island there. The celebrities, they private islands. Okay, they said, what is a landfill? So, let's ask, what is a landfill? Well, why did I do all of this? Let's go back. Can we go back? No. I still don't want to answer the question. They don't want to. What is a landfill? I forgot the L. Okay. L. Caps off. Okay. Again, it's just a land, it's a massive bit of land. It's a massive bit of land that they throw garbage on. And they layer it. And they layer it. What is a sanitary landfill? What the? National Solid Waste Management Authority. These pictures are so interesting. It's like, these are things that we don't even think about. Like, someone laughed at me because I recycle my mail. All the mail I get in the mailbox, you know, I write on it. Especially because it has black blank paper in the back of it. I use it, the scrap paper. Right, Spitfire, that's what really got me, like, really looking into these islands because of the poverty islands. Because of the islands that are very high in poverty. I'm trying to find the one that I was watching, and I promise you, it had a dome. It had a dome over the island, and inside of the dome, oh my goodness, I forgot the name of the people that live there. A dome over the island, and inside of the dome, it was full of nuclear warheads. And the people was getting sick. And they moved the people over to the island that was closer to it. So they overpopulated that island. But a lot of people was dying because they already was exposed to to the poison from the nuclear warheads. Because the dome that they built for it started to crack. Let me see. Let's see if we put this here. Where do they dump nuclear weapons? Oh, there we go. Found it. Now, I want you guys to look at this picture. This picture is of an island, and let me find out what's the name of the island. It says fears grow that nuclear coffin is leaking waste into our islands. I was looking at, and you see this island? They have moved the native people into another island. And I'm going to get you guys a name because I looked it up. And the dome is starting to crack. The dome is starting to crack. And it's just crazy. You can see the cracks. You know, they don't even allow people to go onto the island. You have to have all kinds of military suits so you don't absorb the nuclear waste. And the people that service that dome area, people that services that area to fill in the cracks so they can stop escaping, they get sick. Okay, let me write that down. Cause that's one of the places I looked up. It's called the Dome on the renewed island, Ewok Atoll, Marshall Islands. Okay, Marshall Islands. Marshall Islands. I knew I wasn't tripping. And so the radio, because of it, it has radioactive soil. The soil is contaminated. So the question is, the people are complaining, now that they contaminated the soil, where do you think the soil is going into? The soil is going into the water. Into the water. It's now contaminated. Look at this dome. So now the water, drinking water is contaminated, the fish is contaminated, everything living in the water is contaminated. And then it's spilled. Look at this. So, it looks like the top of the USS Premium Scotty. Funny. Right, that's where a lot of the atomic testings was done. But when I saw this, what piqued my interest, here's more pictures of it. And this is the green stuff that's leaking all into the water and all kinds of craziness going on. Killing these people. They're killing these people over there in the Pacific Islands. So, you know, when I saw this dome, it made me think of flat Earth or globe. took this picture from to emulate what the Earth is. Is it flat or is it round? So funny how all the stadiums have that kind of dome kind of area shape, like most of the stadiums, most of the churches. It's crazy. Look at the nuclear powers, how they sit up there and spread this filth into our air. Look at this. Fish dying. They leave. So, my thing is, why do it? Why do it? These nuclear clouds are killing people. Look what they're doing to Marshall Island. They are killing people. I promise you. If you lived in New York when 9/11 hit, even though 9/11 was done on the island of Manhattan, you breathe in that dust all the way to all the states connecting. Even all the way over to New Jersey, Maryland. The wind blew all over the East Coast. That cloud, the sun did not penetrate that cloud for days. For days. Okay? So, this is what they're doing. Look at them walking down on the dome, walking up on it. You know, so they got these doggone doom domes. That's what they call them. Look, doom domes. Absolutely, that dust was toxic as hell. It's almost 30 years after the United States conducted a hydrant bomb test on the Ewok Atoll in the Marshall Islands before a concrete dome to deposit all the radioactive soil and debris was built on Brunette Island. Now it's leaking. Okay? And no. Answer to your question is no. That's why sometimes when I go to these little islands, I get a little leery. Because, you know, once they show you where all the tourists are, which is always beautiful, sandy island, I like to see the natives. I like to see what's not beautiful. You know, I want to see what I don't see on TV. That's what's important to me. That's why I eat their food, what they cook, what they eat. I can go eat fried chicken anywhere all day, or seafood, whatever. I can eat that anywhere. Why am I going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to go to another country just to eat the same food that I eat at home? That makes no sense. Look at this. On top of the dome, taking pictures. All this where you see the green, the vegetation is called vegetation growing. Those are all cracks. Those are all cracks. Look at that. You think their water's not affected? Said in Nevada and New Mexico, they tested hundreds of atomic bombs. They did this on our soil and didn't care about the people living in these regions now. They sure don't. They don't care because we as a people allow them to do what the freak they want to do. And you know, people thinking, oh well, they're given, okay, I'll give you an example. I'm going to say Jamaica. Jamaica, beautiful piece of real estate, really beautiful place. Other people, the Chinese people, went there and took over Jamaica. Took over Jamaica. Just like they're taking over Africa. They're blending, they mixing with the culture. And it's like, that's going to be another better prepared presentation when I tell you guys what's going on in other continents. Okay? Other continents. And then the first thing the man want to say is, where is your God now? Why would you let your God do this to your people? What? I'm like, what? The Bible that you wrote? Wow. So, anyway, these what's going on. The people there are dying on the Marshall Islands. They're becoming deformed. Look at this. They're becoming deformed. Their land, their island is this. This is exactly what it looks like. See all this green stuff? This is exactly what it looks like. This is what's growing on some of these islands. And the native people can't do nothing. They can't fish. They can't feed themselves. Look at that. They have signs that says warning, radioactive land. Warning. See how they walk around with the face mask on their face, the whole suits on? Come on now. But do we care about these third world countries? We need to care about them. They got lesions on their skin. Man. It can't, it's not. It's really not. It's just really sad. And look how deep the dome is. So, they asked, do you live on a dome? Or do you live on a globe? Is it flat? So we're gonna go check out Marshall Islands. And they actually got people going to that island and putting more stuff, fixing the cracks. Fixing the cracks. That's really good. Let's look here. Marshall Islands. Okay, we already saw the dome. We saw this. We saw the dome already. That's on Marshall Island. I want to show you the native people. So Marshall Islands, tell you a little bit about it. It's a stream. It goes like this is how it looks. Okay, this is how it looks. It's a whole bunch of islands. Now, mind you, again, we talked about what an island is. Okay, you can have a boat in the middle of water, and the boat can be an island. It's a piece of land surrounded by water. Okay, remember we talked about that. Okay, so this is what it looked like. So they cut the trees and stuff down. This is, see, even the under the island is infected. You know, the scuba diver is showing you the images about, so not if we don't keep an eye on this island going to disappear too. Look at this. This is what the island looks like. They're not showing you what it really looks like. They're making it look all beautiful and all, but the islands are being deteriorated. First from not being upkept. If you know the water is a problem, at least build levees to support the people, to protect them. Look at this. This is how the islands are. See, water on this side, water on that side. That is the island. Water on this side, water on that side. That is the island. See? People live here. People scattered around here. But this is where their houses are. This little area of land right here, that is the island. Look at this. Absolutely Spitfire red. This is all the nuclear plants. Do you not know how many nuclear plants we have in each state that the government is not telling us? And we think these are clouds? No. Well, I just want to share that with you because this dome thing right here, it's been on my nerves. It's gotten on my nerves, and my heart is heavy. Just killing the people. Yeah, they show you the beautiful, and then the reality is the reality. Well, it's so funny, Spitfire. It's so funny that they don't want to tell you. They don't want you saying nothing about the Earth being flat. They don't want you putting out. They targeted flat earthers to change their content and all this woo-woo stuff because it's a secret. It's such a big secret that they don't want nobody to know. Look at this crap. Look at this. How do people live like this? Poverty high in the Marshall Islands. Honolulu, Civil Beach, all over Honolulu, those little islands. People say, oh, they going to Hawaii, Hawaii this, Hawaii that. Hawaii house volcanoes. That's another thing I'm going to talk about in the future. The volcanoes. We're going to talk about HAARP. We're going to talk about weather control. We're going to talk about a lot of these different issues that people may think don't affect them now, but it does. Look at this. Look what this says. You're making this island disappear. This is one of the clearest injustice of climate change. The Marshall Islands likely won't exist if we warm the planet 2 degrees. I traveled to the remote Pacific to learn what is it like to be processed, that doomsday forecast, and why some people already making the painful decision to leave. Look at this. Look at climate change on the island. Look at this. Look how thin the island, how corroded it's getting. As the water rises, the whole strip is going to be going. Look at that. Look at this. Trees leaning over. Hey, Truth Out Loud. That's right. We can't wait for the government. We, as the people, have to make this work. We have to do better. We all have to do better. Truth Out Loud said, people don't have the attitude to help themselves. These people can't. They can fix that problem, but it never happens. Waiting on the government's help. Don't believe that climate change mess. I totally agree with you, Truth. I totally agree. Until they stop jacking off the weather. So, these islands are being deteriorated. They're being used for weapons, garbage disposal. The people are being relocated, and the islands are looking horrible. Spitfire said, I believe God has a plan, and you will be a big part of it. And I, my age, will want to see it. Well, we all have to do something. You know, we all have to do something. Whether we start to recycle, whether we start to make awareness about these islands or the people. So, look at this map. Majora Atoll dive site map. Surf in the Marshall Islands. Of course, you know God has a plan. God has a plan to open, our eyes are being opened day by day by different things that we can do to save ourselves on this earth. You know, for the next generation and the generation after. But if we destroy our now generation, our generation after us don't have a chance. Truth Out Loud said, but those problems have nothing to do with this fake climate change. We do bad to this earth by killing the ecosystem. Fact. That's a fact. For instance, what did everyone eat today? That's the problem. Everything has a place in the ecosystem, and we've been dismissing beings from the ecosystem for a few thousand years. Well, wouldn't that have a lot to do with reproduction? It has a lot to do with reproduction. You know, every living thing on Earth has a reproduction system, and it depends on what part of the food chain. You know, sometimes we thought that we're the highest human beings that are highest on the food chain, but let us go in the middle of a country where there's lions and tigers and bears. You think they won't eat us? What? Sugar Love. Hey, Sugar Love, make sure you get that Truth Out Loud guy. Make sure you get him, girl. Oh, everybody, just take your time and check out each other's pages and connect. And Spit Red, you know, these are my peoples. And but Truth, did you see the dome? Did you see the dome where all the radioactive and nuclear waste is in on an island that is destroying the culture of the people? Everything has reproduction, but the same things have purpose on the ecosystem. Yeah. Yeah. It does. Yeah, the biting one. Yeah, so that's what we was talking about these missing planets and where does all the trash go. And let me see, I want to look up this other Truth. You see this that they're building? They put in all kinds of high radiation inside of these domes on these islands and removing the natives. But yet the water around the dome is infecting the water. Hold on 1 second. My dog is mad. I locked him out. So I was looking at some other sad but true places of our earth that we know we need to pay a little more attention to. What animals are doing in the wild is natural, and some not natural. They have no choice but to adapt to what resources they have. There is nothing natural about what we do. True, would you like to explain that better? Only things natural we do today is wake up eating poop. Okay, so if you're saying that, are you saying that it's unnatural to eat meat? It's unnatural to eat trees? Baby, why is this? let's see what they're doing on New Island. You know, I didn't know a lot of these islands even exist. Look, another one. Another island full of nuclear waste. Can't make this up. Well, true. Go check out that duck video. I'm trying to get away from trying to eat all the natural food we're accustomed to eating. I'm trying other foods, and I'm gonna try some herbs and some other plants and stuff. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna turn vegan. I'm just gonna say I'm getting tired of red meat. It's like I got tired of pork. What does nuclear waste consist of? Hi, beer slats. Okay. This right here, what we're talking about is how they build in these domes and on a lot of these islands that are full of nuclear waste. Radioactive, they call them radioactive islands. They move the people are getting sick, they're dying, their bodies are full of lesions from, look, what is this? Somebody got an island that says, danger, keep off. So, they even have a schematic. Cold War era nuclear dome in the Pacific. Fears of radioactive contamination at the site of 1958. Cactus nuclear test on Renewed Island. So, these are the different layers. And another island, Marshall Island, destroyed. Yeah, that's true. See the. I surely am. I'm getting a little fed up. And, you know, I get a little tired, chewing. And, you know, I keep trying different things. So, these are the pictures of how they make it. So they're cracking, bottom line is they're cracking, they're leaking over. They've been leaking over into the water's contaminated, the land is contaminated, and people just don't give a F. They also, you know, trying to sign a bill to stop them from, I don't know if they can remove it. I just don't know if they can remove it. That's why they're just killing off the island. I don't know. I know it's cracking. It's cracking. It's leaking into the water. The fish are dying. It's just sad. So he mentioned the ecosystem. Let's see. Okay, the ecosystem. Let's see. They give me that again. I can't with these people. We got a question. Everything we see, yes. Remember, the stuff we used to do, exposing them, is coming from them. That's a fact, Truth. That is a fact. because like I'm gonna do a video on the ecosystem too as well. I've been working on the ocean and the food chain. I want to do something on this, but it's like there's so many reasons that we can give to why they aren't telling us these things. Hey, Sleeping Bear, welcome, Sleeping Bear. Let me look up this other island. This other island is called. Okay, because we didn't get into it too much. I just hinted over it. It's called the Island of Demons. Demons. And that story is a little scary. Yeah, do a video. You'll see why we don't get our B12 anymore. I know the truth. That's so true. That's so true. Well, the story goes about this island of demons. It disappeared. Okay. A sailor left his pregnant woman, the woman that he impregnated, he left her there. And the demons came at night. They didn't harm her. They brought her food and stuff, and they would just make a whole lot of scary noise all night long. In the daytime, they was quiet. But honestly, I believe it was just the natives of the island. So a sailor came by. She was rescued, and you guys really gotta read the story. The story is just like when the sailor went back to go and check it, they said no, leave it. Let the other people claim this island. So they was doing their rituals and stuff to that effect. And it's called the Islands of Demons. They wrote a couple of books about it. At nighttime, boats would disappear and all that crazy stuff. But they can't find the island now. That's another one of the islands that disappeared. The island of gods and demons. So, okay. Let's see what these are. Man-made. Okay, now the other picture we was talking about a couple days ago. We talked about these man-made islands. Truth, you saying they can find it? They're not showing us. True. If you look up missing islands, a whole lot of islands are missing. What I'm trying to say is that they're using these islands to hide their secrets, dump their garbage. So these are man-made islands. So these islands, from what I heard, I'm going to islands are sinking. Let's see what the news say. It says mysterious man-made islands built 53,000 years ago. But so I don't understand how are they still discovering islands. Yeah, that's true. True. They showing us 6 big pieces of land and saying this is where you are, like a mall map. Correct. Correct. I keep showing you this. Why did I keep showing my so man-made islands in Dubai? These are some of the most famous islands, man-made islands in Dubai. But I still don't grasp the concept. If only rich people live on these islands, that's right, Truth. How is they discovering something that's already here? I don't know. Did they make it up? So, Truth, do you think that they're building islands around islands and then calling them new? The Filipinos said that they were sending back containers of garbage dumped off without permissions. Yes. Yes. They are spit right. The largest man-made island on the planet. Okay, so this is the largest man-made island on the planet. This is really crazy. The city called Dubai has built the world's largest island. The island is called Palm de Raya. Dubai has built 2 other large islands which has similar design. The island called Palm Jumeirah, and the other one is called Palm Jebel Ali. The island was built in palm tree shape because Dubai wants to give more of a beach space to Dubai residents. The island is made only for mainly rubble and sand. It says the island made from mainly rubble and sand. Dubai has built 2 more islands. One looked like the world which is called the world. I don't know what the other island's called. It's really amazing what they built. So that would be this one right here. This I gotta laugh for a minute. I gotta laugh. This picture right here is an island that is built like the world. Is this not flat Earth? Maps are the most important information to man. No way in hell they give us the truth. The man-made islands might actually disappear. Yes, they're sinking. They are sinking. They are sinking. They are sinking. Look, you see Africa here, United States over here, South America here, North America right there. What is this? Russia, Australia. And now, mind you, they made these islands, and down here is green. This is supposed to be Antarctica. Antarctica. And this is the Antarctica wall. All the way around like this. So my question is, what is this? What part of the world is this? This that goes around like that? How much has been dumped in Haiti over 60 years? Oh, forget about it. So much been dumped in Haiti. Hey, Debbie Unleashed, welcome, welcome. we just going through some of these maps. So this one is called the World Islands. This is just crazy. This is crazy. It's crazy. Beijing, South Chinese Sea Grab. So, what they're doing is, check out the 1587 Monty map. It shows a lot of lands around it. Okay, let me see. Because what they're doing is, they're building on the ocean. They're giving us ocean now? Like, really? '87. Oh, I must have been there already. See it popped up there. Let's try to get a clearer one. See, truth, you gotta put my glasses on. The Monte Urbano. Okay. Urbano. 1587 map by Urbano Monte. Let's see. Can you explain it, Truth? Out loud? I don't know what I'm saying. Like, is this another world? Even though we know that, they was charting the maps, the lands, and drawing the pictures as they was exploring. This is considered the ancient map of 1587 flat Earth. It didn't do too bad of a job back then making maps with our current technology. See, but again, this is what I don't understand. That's why I'm gonna say y'all gonna have to help me because I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Back then, they charting maps. What was they trying to discover in outer space? Like, how did they name all the planets and name all the Milky Ways and they couldn't even get the map right. They couldn't even get the map right. I don't understand that. Like, where did all this additional land come from? Come on, Truth, help us out. We here in 1587. I'm not even going to talk about the moon because I had to close my curtains. I think they named the planets after those places right here on Earth. Maps were power back in the day. They didn't just make up. Inaccurate maps are worthless. So, my question again is, are these maps telling the truth or are the maps we got now telling us the truth. Somebody's lying. There is so much land that is missing on these maps. They are very accurate back in the day. So I will believe those islands did exist. Are they gone now, or we lied to about the existence in question? Fact, prepper. Fact. Let me see this. Let me check out this link that Truth drops. The largest early world map, Monty, 10 feet plane sphere of 1587. Okay, let me see if I can. How do I get this out of the chat? Okay, I'm gonna have to read it to you guys. The map has been added to the David Rumsey map collection at Stanford at 10-foot square. This map, or plane sphere, is the largest known early map of the world. It was hand-drawn by Monty in Milan, Italy, and the only other manuscript copy exists. Only one other manuscript copy exists. The digital joint 60-sheet map image below is the first time the map Monty has made has been seen as one identified map, as Monty intended, in the 430 years since it was created. See all the individual maps. Okay, that's the maps we're looking at. Let me go back. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay, these are the maps we're looking at right now. What is this one? Travola, Antarctica portrait. None of these maps are coming true. Every map down the line gives us less and less land every time. Facts. That is a fact, Truth. That is facts. That is facts. That is facts. Can you Google Earth the location of these islands, or are they being blocked for us to see? I tried Googling some of these islands as we're trying to go through now. They're not showing up. It's just showing us history. Rest, most wonderful map. Okay. All right, so as you see this map from the man that I just finished reading to you about, Urbano Monti, look how much more land it is on this map. Look how much more land is showing on this map. Wow, this is crazy. I look at that and ask, why are they calling it ice now? It was apparently land. I don't believe the ice wall. They could show us ice in Greenland and say they're in Antarctica. Facts. F-A-C-T-X. Facts, Truth. Facts. I'm doing a presentation on Antarctica as well in the future because I can't explain it, but they said the man who went, okay, I'm gonna touch on it a little bit, not a lot, but I'm gonna keep these maps up. I want to see that. Okay. Okay, because I'm studying him, was 2 years ago. They had this, I think it was Women's Day or some woman's law was passed. And these women was on a boat in Antarctica and I saw green. I did not see ice. And they posted a picture chilling in Antarctica. They didn't have on big burly coats. They had on thick sweaters. Couldn't understand that. I could not understand that. And why did they take the land away from the North Pole? Growing up, they had land up there. Now they got nothing but stop it, Truth. Stop it. You know Santa Claus lived up there in the North Pole. You don't start no crap, Truth. You know these people believe in Santa Claus, and he had a whole factory up there with elves. History has been destroyed, and so has the Masons, the rule of the world. They call the NWO. And don't know why you fly around the world, because they know they're keeping wonderful land for themselves. Because when I started looking up Antarctica, for it to be a little piece like this to cover the whole entire Earth, I have to ask questions. Why is it at the top and the bottom of the maps? Now, they're trying to tell us that the penguins are the only inhabitants of Antarctica. the penguins are taking over Antarctica, and there are certain states that are allowed there. You know, they have their peace treaty, and they got the flags there. And what I believe is they built tunnels under there. I saw some really crazy stories about Antarctica, but they got all kinds of stuff going on there. It's very rich in minerals. There is all kinds of minerals there, but yet only 15 countries. I think it's 15 countries. Let me see. The Antarctica Peace Treaty. Where's the Antarctica Peace Treaty? Okay, so these are the countries. These are the countries that are there. 54 countries, right? 54 countries. Thank you. So they got all these 54 countries, and all they got is flags on it. Look at these footprints. All they got is flags. So a lot of people have been doing tests. First of all, only rich people can afford to go there. Okay? Only rich people can afford to go there. Because I think they said it's about $10,000 round trip to go to Antarctica. And you can't bring but so much food, and you can't bring so much clothing, and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's a no-fly zone, and look at that. This is a house. This is some kind of plantation or building with substance. Like, how does it run electricity if it has not been developed? Look, buildings. So that would be how you get through the ice? It's been a couple of ships that even sank with the crew members on there. getting to Antarctica. And when they fill up the airplanes trying to fly there, man, I'm not gonna lose my mind playing with Antarctica tonight, okay? Oh, here's an interesting one. Look. Territorial claims. Because they said that Antarctica is the only continent that does not belong to one person. The only treaty never broken. All these countries war with each other all the time, but they won't break that treaty. Exactly true. That is the only one that has not been broken. So they said territorial claims. I don't see United States. United States ain't got no claim over there. Argentina, you know. But here's all the states. Since then until now, the most vital research, Antarctica is top secret and not for the public knowledge. You read what that said? I'm going to read it again. Since then until now, the most vital research in Antarctica is top secret and not for public knowledge. See, I'm not going to get into this because I want to know why. Look, penguins, I want to know why. I want to know why. I want to know where my tax money going. I want to know why. They call me nosy if they want to. They signed the treaty last year to protect Chilean sea bass. Laugh out loud. Can't make this shit up. Look, happy Antarctica thing. So, when the United States sent over, I can't remember his name. What is his name? I want to tell you the story and have. Oh, here it is. Is this him? No, that's not him. Well, anyway, you can look it up. You guys can. General Byrd. This is why I mess. This is why I messes with you. General Byrd. Okay, so now I got his name, General Byrd. So the thing that was so compelling to me when I watched his story, he said he looked over the Antarctic wall and he saw a continent that was green. A continent that was green. So he saw green land. Okay? And next thing you know, he dead. He dead afterwards. Let's look it up. General Byrd. General Byrd. Not that bird. B. Birdie. Let's see. Who went to Antarctica? Alcatraz. That's another story. Okay. The most famous explorers. Let's see. Where's he at? He was getting tired. Hitler. because he said it was hard getting there. And when he actually said, Admiral Byrd, he said, General, you really mind? See, Admiral, who put Byrd anyway? See what comes out. No, the birds come out. Who went to Antarctica? Who went to Antarctica first? Let me see who go first. This is him. There's so many of these people. What's this? See, I don't have to put my glasses on now. Admiral Richard Evelyn Byrd. Richard. The Byrd is spelled B-Y-R. There you go. Okay. So, this is Richard E. Byrd. So, when he was at this age, this is him. When he said, I'm gonna see if I can, I don't know, can I play the video? Let me see videos. See, I'm scared. That National Geographic, they be having me on scary. He went there in 1933. Richard Byrd. I just want you guys to hear the part where he said that Norfolk Operation High Jump. Is it High Jump? What he saw. Okay, I'm gonna have to fast forward some of this stuff then. Because you know, YouTube be doing anything.
And the small cruising radius where we had to put down bases, we replaced the dog teams. Of course, that was a big improvement. But now the planes go much faster, and the scientific groups all over the nation are really interested. But more important than that, it has to do with the future of the nation, those to come after us, or even during our lifetime. Because it happens to be an untouched reservoir of natural resources. And, as the world swings with ever-increasing acceleration, far-flung places once useless, like we thought the North.
Frozen foods now, is there any future for frozen foods, these frozen extremities?
Well, I think the human race can be helped by that. This was thought out by Dean Arnold. That pole shows the bottom of the world. They are by far the coldest spot in the world. Where that cold is gets 100 below zero.
Well,
There was one struck. So we think there's oil there, and there's evidence of the uranium there.
is it a secret? Is there uranium there? That would be the only thing that would be practical to actually go after, I suppose. Everything else would be economically.
See what they talking about to go after?
Well, as we recklessly expend our resources, the time will come. We'll have to go after that stuff then. But no, I don't think so. I think down south, it may be more or less a thing of the past. I've always thought that loyalty was by far the most important trait. The British told me that when I first went down in 28, that I couldn't possibly get through the winter night without a mutiny if I took more than 20 men. But to serve science, I had to take 42 men. Then I took 56 the next time, and so on. So, and I did find that loyalty was the most important thing during the winter night. It's very hard on your nerves. I think that's right.
That's a very valuable characteristic at any time. Well, thank you very much, Admiral Byrd. Great pleasure to have you here tonight.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
The opinions expressed on the launching chronoscope were
He didn't see what I wanted to get him saying.
Larry Lasser, CBS News correspondent, and Kenneth Crawford, National Affairs
They must have
editor
cut it
of
out.
Newsweek magazine. Our very distinguished guest for this evening is Admiral Richard E. Byrd. The North Pole used to be a no man's land, but these are the days when, by buying a ticket on a commercial airliner, you can fly across the North Pole and drink a cocktail at the same time. You know, only 30 or more years ago, about 35 years ago, our guest tonight found out whether there was any land north of the North American continent. He made that first discovery flight, and I must say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's not in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America. And it's, I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
That's a tremendous.
So there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Well, Admiral, do you hope to see that?
I do.
Well, Admiral, would you say that since you've been to both the extremities of Earth, are these expeditions to such far-off places, are they getting easier because of modern techniques, or is danger still close at hand?
Well, it's a little risky, but nothing like it used to be with the old slow planes and the small cruising radius where we have to put down bases. We replaced the dog teams. Of course, that was a big improvement.
Okay,
Ancient petrified vegetation.
what he said was that
Important aerological data. But
there
exploration
is
by
so
plane
much
has by
more land by the North Pole, unexplored land. And if we go to the North Pole, all we see is ice. So we're gonna see how he followed them. I'm just giving you guys a sample of this right now.
1,200 miles to the east, the Eastern Group vessels and planes are exploring the mysterious Phantom Coast. Aboard the destroyer Monson, the commander of the Eastern Group, Captain George Dubeck, makes an exploration voyage. He sails close in to Mount Erebus, 14,000 feet above the sea. It is the only known active volcano near the South Pole. Captain Dubeck, his mission accomplished, returns to rendezvous with the seaplane tender Pine Island. Personnel transfers to the destroyer must be made by Beech's voyage because of rough seas. This officer would probably prefer a boat. The deep lull of the destroyer's outward flaring bow forced the handling crew to wait for the exact moment to haul inboard. And wait.
I was looking for the part.
Water, the great
Anyway,
changing
you know,
water temperatures must be recorded. Samples taken. He finds the water. And with America, a warning sounds. So propellers may turn without shearing off. Spanning out over a continent of unknown territory larger than Texas, California, and Arizona combined. Over freezing wastes without people, without life, without vegetation. Nature's most formidable.
I want you guys to listen to this part right here very closely. How large is this continent? They're referring to it as states.
Challenge to man. The 4 planes are gassed up. All controls triple checked. Motors heated. Well, they face fierce and thus free the seas frozen to the ice. Ridge areas heading for the polar plateau. 10 miles a minute. In earlier explorations, 3 miles in one day was frequently the utmost for Shackleton and Scott for Britain, Amundsen for Norway, and Byrd himself for America. The Beardmore Glacier, 200 miles long, 50 wide, 1,000 feet deep, who knows? Byrd checks position by the sun compass. The glacier signals the South Pole itself. Here, Byrd drops the flags of the United Nations, carefully popped, a symbol of America's goodwill to all nations. Now, beyond the pole, Byrd focuses his cameras and magnetic detectors on land new to him and to all mankind. In eastern group waters, the seaplane tender Pine Island swings out a plane, listed on the fleet's roster as Mariner George 1. Crew members look out. No shadow of coming disaster troubles their young faces. Captain Caldwell, observer. Lieutenant J.G. Frenchie LeBlanc.
Yes, I did.
Lieutenant J.G. Bill Curtis.
You know I love you.
Enter the exposed mapping
You're like the brother of my mom today.
Amplifying these are the radar maps from the engineer.
So, what I'm trying to get to is that they're going up, only a selected people going up there to Antarctica. We're not getting the truth. We're never going to get the truth. They just lie to us. We're going to go into this Richard Byrd and this Antarctica, and we're going to look at some more, things about Antarctica that you will not believe. I want to get back to this map, and I'm just flabbergasted at looking at this map, and I really want to know, where is all the land? It's like truly, truly missing. I don't even recognize anything on this map. Not the truth. Sleeping Bear. We ain't gonna play this Mars and stuff going on. I'm still being, look, every time I move my head over, look out the window, the moon is watching me get closer and closer. I had to post a picture the other night. You see, we could talk about the presidents. We could talk about the presidents on another presentation, another video. But JFK, his background is dirty too. He did a lot of stuff too, Let me tell you, I'm not going to do politics, but Democrats and Republicans are the same. The reason why they made a party called Democrats, which was made up of other Republicans, was so they can vote and get the laws passed faster. That's just my belief. That's why I don't get into politics. This is on it. This is one of the pictures he had on it too. Truth. He has a long list of pictures. This one he had is black. But it seemed to me that all these earlier pictures, all these earlier drawings of these maps, a lot of them have green at the top and at the bottom. And the oceans look smaller. Granted, the oceans are big, but nobody has ever measured the oceans. Let me see if I can go back to that. But these oceans, it's like, let me see, 19, what's this one? And 87 maps, and thereby, what's his name? Ubanio Monti. This is his map. This is his map, Drew, right here. I cried when he died. I am not sure. I was sad, very little, and this is true. And then more and more water every time they make new maps. I think it's put out of fear. Okay, let's click on it. Okay, let me just go back to, we get our animal bird, and his name is, now you have David Rumsky. Yeah, I read part of this this documentary. It's 10-foot diameter airspan. I'm gonna save that anyway. Wait, open share, copy, copy. The Flat Earth map and NASA has shared the same maps also, a few sites I have. Okay, but we're gonna look up this one. It's the davidrumsky.com. Let me see. David Rumsky. That's crazy. R-U-M-S-E-Y. David Rumsky maps. Let's see what comes up. Let me see maps. Why they keep taking me over there? You know, Google be jacking me off sometimes. But the Urbano Monti, let's see who's the other one. The most wonderful map in the world, Urbano Monti, Plainsphere, 1587. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me go here. Go by YouTube. Okay, I'm done my live. Since I have to do it that way, I'm learning. Okay. Now wait till it pulls up. Done my live. Since I have to do it that way, I'm learning. Okay. Let's click on the link. Okay, this is what I was reading, and these are the maps that he's telling me to show. I got it. I think I got it. I got the right one right now. I think I got it. I took it straight from the link. Okay. And who map is this? 10-foot planets. Digitally assembled Monty 60 Chic Gore. But you do know that the states is only separated by imaginary street or imaginary border. The only states we can't walk to is Hawaii. Look at this. Wow. I'm gonna have to blow these up and like really look at them. Monty's Deception of Japan. Okay, I'm gonna write that down, Spitfire. Right. Tick. I think World Waking Up is not true. Why Flat Earth is so hated. I don't know why Flat Earth is so hated because, okay, I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not, because that'll keep me up forever. I'm not gonna do that forever tonight. Because I have heard the quote unquote astronauts say the highest they ever flown was in the stratosphere. Then I said, well, I don't understand why when I'm in a plane, I don't see no stars. I talked to a couple of pilots, even though I had to edit what some of them said, because, you know, they can't tell. I wanted to know what's the big secret that they can't tell. I follow quite a few Earthers, and I just believe there's so many lies that the government has told us. Their lies are coming to the front. Their lies are coming to the truth. Oh, okay, cool. Let me go back to this one. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Thank you, truth. Thank you. See, this is a learning channel. We learn how to cook, and we learn how to live life. True, I done flown so many times. I ain't seen a star yet. I ain't seen the moon. I flew during the day. I ain't seen the sun. I promise you, when the man said the sun is not on the left side of the plane, it's on the right side of the plane, I kindly said, got it from my window seat, said excuse me 3 times, then said excuse me 2 more times, can I look out your window? And I still didn't see no sun, and it was broad daylight. It was only 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a beautiful clear day. I don't see no sun, I didn't see no planets, I ain't see no stars. I can't wait to show you guys what I see in the sky in Texas. All I see is planes and satellites in the orbit. In the orbit, I see satellites. I'm sorry if I stepped on your toes. Okay, so back to this map. Because I can talk about that stars and all kinds of craziness all day. but truth, like, before you leave, truth, what, like, I can't even distinguish what is what on this map. Like, where are the continents? Okay, I think this is Africa. No, NASA didn't lose 2 tons of documents. Their lies came out and they said they lost. The man clearly said, no one, okay, I'm going to tell you what President Trump said. President Trump said, this year we will have rockets going to the moon. He said we will go to Mars. Then President Obama said we would like to put a man on the moon. So either Trump is lying, Obama is lying, or in 1968 they lying. Okay, we're on the left. So Africa's on the right. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so Africa's over here. And I have a couple pictures to show you guys that the maps are making Africa look small. With Africa, it is the biggest continent on this earth. Hey, Zero Kelvin, how you doing? They make Africa look so small. Every time you see pictures of Africa, everybody looks hungry, everybody looks crazy, everybody looks skinny. Africa is the richest continent on the earth. I watch so many movies, and these movies are telling me the truth. That's all I can say. There's truth in a lot of these movies. Drew said they're both lying. I really think the moon is not a solid. And why does everyone only see one side of the moon? I thought it was spinning. But hey, what do I know? Facts. Facts. Truth. I'm gonna have you come and do something with me about this moon and these planets, man. Because I believe the moon, it's not solid. I believe that. I believe it's just a ball of gas. And, you know, I can't get into the moon. I can't. The craters, all these lies. We are visual people, so they're going to show us visual lies. How about that? Can we agree on that? I'm going to show you the picture. I'm going to show you the picture, Truth, about all the minerals and the diamond fields and all the minerals that Africa have. I did a sort of breakdown of it. I think Antarctica got a lot of stuff, a lot of minerals and stuff up under all that ice. They claiming that's there. That's why they're up there drilling. But how you gonna tell us about what all these other planets, minerals and irons and stuff that all these planets got, when every time I turn around, they finding new minerals on Earth? I'm definitely gonna have to check out, stay on this because, you know, the moon thing and the planet thing, and they talk about they've been into outer space and they've been to Mars and broke. How do they know they can't breathe on the planets? How do they even know the planets are there? How are they gonna believe somebody in 1950 that made, forget it, made the solar system? Yo, true. I said the same shit, yo, for real. I'm like, if he was the first man that stepped foot on the moon, who in the hell was filming him from the back? I can't. I'm like, who was filming him? If first step for mankind, who was filming the first man to step on the moon for mankind from the back? I can't. I just don't understand. But it's all good because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we have to just try to figure out what is going on. What is this? Truth. What is this? It's in Spanish. It tells us to translate the page. Let's find out. What? Okay. Oh. Asia, Ethiopia, Europa, and Africa. Okay, this is the longitude, latitude. Oh, why you drew it as? Okay. Okay, let's see. So, to sit up there and want to have, I see. I'm gonna keep this one open for a minute because I'm gonna have to look at and read everything. But we're gonna go and we're gonna talk about. Okay, I did a video on the planets. You know, so we're gonna have to do another video on who invented them, where these names came up from. 18, 17, 1600. They have been on Earth and will always be the charge has made you believe you were a spinning ball like a monkey and you have no God. Oh, I showed that to Uncle Fed. He sat up on his panel looking at. I tell you, I'll be on this for a minute. I say a couple of days because I want to know everything. You know, so okay, so I did a video, and I think I can go back to it, but it was more about man versus God, and man said the Earth been here for millions and millions and millions of years, and God says 6,000 years. Something keeps bringing you back to it. I'm gonna look, and we can talk about it. You know, we can definitely talk about truth because I'm intrigued. I'm truly intrigued at this map. And I'm going to go get another map and I'm going to try to compare it because I don't understand where's all this land that's around in the water. Well, I mean, because think of it. All right, Spitfire. Good night. Thank you very much for coming over, Spitfire. Appreciate you. Because if this is how he saw the earth, I don't see a star, I don't see a planet, I don't see none of that. This is how he saw the earth back in 1590, what was it, 1595? What changed? I mean, I don't expect everybody to take my view as law. I'm talking about my view as what I see. I respect everyone's different views. I've learned that I respect everybody's different views. Whoa. Look at Google Earth trying to cash in. Notice they put names on the surrounding lands too. I think these people close us in from the rest, little by little. That is definitely a possibility. Like, what is it? Is this a video? Ain't this a BITCHELMOP of Hero B? Wow, give you a little editorial. Let's check this out. We'll have to add some oil to that. Look at this. Absolutely. I don't understand, like, why would it rotate it like this? So they started to try to make us believe from the beginning it's still spinning Earth. See the stars in the background? Or the spots in the light? I showed you guys what an actual star looked like. Okay? So if you go back to my older videos, you'll see what a star actually looked like. And it doesn't twinkle twinkle with a star in the sky. It don't do that. something that I'm missing every time I see this map. Does this map got a damn dinosaur on it? Is that a dinosaur right there? Good night, Truth. I know you gotta go to work in the morning. Good night, good night. Good night to everyone that's going to bed right now. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping over, Truth. I'm gonna really look and see what these things are on this map. Matter of fact, how can I save it? What's this? What's that? Print share explore. Okay, let's see. Well, we're going back to now that we learned about this guy and his original map. We have to seek more knowledge. It's about seeking more knowledge. Okay. Let's go. What's this? We'll get out of this. Get out of this. Get this. Here we go. Okay. So, does anybody have questions? Anybody have questions that we can go and look up? Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, so they said 10 islands that will disappear. And this was a year ago. Okay, so they're showing us the world islands. Let me see. We talked about Sandy, islands that disappear. Underwater ancient cities. What's 5 uninhabitable? What's this? 5 uninhabitable and unexplored locations on the planet. We're gonna talk about these pyramids. What is this? Wow, they have a lot. You have to go through. Oh, Pumas Island. That's one of them. That is one of them. Pumas Island. That's it. Now this one is very recent. Very recent. I'm just going to show you guys what it looked like. It's a large moving dump. It's like just water, just seeds and pebbles. Barnacles. Okay, it's an island full of barnacles. Look at that. be. Go back and look it out of YouTube. Out of YouTube. Okay. See what Google search brings out. Coolest island. Is this the one? I think this is the one. See, it's on YouTube. I don't want to do it off of YouTube. Images. See, the whole island is with this. And barnacles. note, I'm going to say goodnight because we will get into this other part of the moon, sun, and the planets and see if it's fact or is it fiction. Thank you all for coming by. We are now going into a silent live. And we're going to say, keep it flat, my BK riders. Google Dictionary. The Big Bang. This is what I was saying about Darwin. The Big Bang Theory is a leading explanation about how the universe began. And its simplest is says the universe as we know it started with a small singularity, then inflated over the next 13.8 billion years to the cosmos that we know today. Pause. Now we're going to learn what the word science means. Science, the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. That's science.
Peace, prosperity, salutations. You are now rocking with another week of Real Life, Real Talk News with Brother John, myself, Yurima Karama. Brother John, how has your week been? Actually, it's been a couple weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I was out of town for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, everything's cool. Hot. Hot as usual.
Oh, it's starting up.
Yeah, so, yeah, man. But just watching the world go by, man, and it's going.
Oh, yeah. A lot of things going on right now.
You've been on the road a little bit too, though.
Yeah. Just got back from New York. Festive event, awesome event. Shout out to Queen Woke Millionaire. We know her as Aurora for putting on a fabulous event. I was up there with Jamar Milton, Brother Rizza Islam, Brother Ben X, Brother Red Pill, Brother Abdullah Bey, and the Brother Minister from Mosque number 7 there in New York, Harlem. So we were in Hempstead. And very interesting, and I want to make sure I haven't missed anybody on that panel because it was all fire. All of it was fire. But interesting because when we got there, so first of all, this place, I want to talk about this briefly because this is kind of the dynamic of the U.S. now. This place, when we get here, so I'm told that it's and I'm from New York, but I'm from the Bronx. I went to all the boroughs except Long Island when I was young. So, but this is supposed to be the roughest projects in Long Island. So we wanted to have it out where the people were. But John, you go half a block up, and there's $1.5 million homes.
Yeah.
And like there's a dividing line and you can see it clearly. Like it's almost like Bexley.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, just like Bexley and on Main Street.
Yeah, and you have that dividing line, and so it's like a time warp, like a time machine. Like you're within these nice areas, nice grass, nice greenery, $1 million homes, and then boom, and you're ultra shock, like right there in poverty. And so the place I thought it was Garden City, is where these rich people live, and so. This is the poorest project or the roughest project. So I get there, it's at the park. I see the police vehicle there. I'm talking about the big truck vehicle where they have the
armored vehicle.
Yeah. And so
MRAP.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, for this to, I mean, I know the sister went through and just a group period. Oh, shout out to Queen Tazara Path too, because she was the only woman panelist on and she brought the fire. She really did. She put it out there for black men, so I appreciate her for that. But I knew that they were going through a lot to get this event, and they were trying to put up so many obstacles to keep us from having it. But come to find out, the police raided the projects that morning and then parked their vehicle there, that big vehicle, parked it out there, almost as if a scare tactic.
Say, we watching you.
Yeah.
We know what you're doing.
Yeah. But also,
They be watching me all the time, though.
People to get a sense of this. So, you got the police come through there. First of all, there's going to be this festive event where we are actually talking about solutions to get our communities back on par, to get our communities united. And then you have the police raid. So there are no coincidences. Everything coincides. I don't believe in coincidences. And then they parked the vehicle out there as another fear factor put in place. And I need people to understand that when this happens, what they're doing is they're playing us against the community. So basically, the subliminal message is being sent that you got raided because these activists came in, and so if you want these raids to stop, then you need to keep these people up out of here. And I mean, that wasn't what was said, but signs and symbols for the conscious minds. It was definitely implied.
And it's probably even more powerful than saying it was a subliminal message that it sent.
Exactly. So, but I mean, it still was a great event. Some powerful brothers and sisters on the panel.
Man, I gotta give you some props, man, because you was that week you went to Lima. You went to and ran into your boy up there. I haven't talked to you since then. So you said you left. You saw the ambulance chaser and you broke camp. Because I think had we talked that day, and you said you you said your text said you was going to Lyman. I was like, Lyman?
Yeah.
But then I looked in and said, I said, where that lady got in the nursing home, it was Lima.
Yes.
So yeah, I said, oh, okay.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, we were supposed to meet that day. That's why
you went to Lima.
Yeah. And so I did get a chance to meet Bashir, brother Bashir out of Cleveland, who put together a caravan of people came down from Cleveland. But went out there, was actually and I did a live stream video, was actually talking to some brothers out there and people from the community. And then so when I get out there, I'm wondering, like, okay, you got these news cameras out here. So I said, okay, and I got there actually an hour early. So when I got there, I drove through very slow, saw the police posted up, parked in the. Now this is a
But they
nursing home.
always
Yes.
parked in front of my
So I saw
house,
the
though.
police parked there. It's on a
They be
quiet
parked in
street.
front of my house.
And so I just kind of, parked, watched. Then people started showing up. So I get out, and I'm wondering, like, okay, we got the news cameras here. Then boom, you get, and I can't remember her name, but she's a popular activist out there right now on a few different shows that she's been on. And I think that she's going to be, she's one of the women that did the Women's March. She was one of the women that played a big part in the Women's March. Sister, she gets out, and then I see Benjamin Crump get out. And I'm like, oh, this nigga. So I'm just like, you don't care nothing about Lima. And so when I said ambulance chaser, I had to show and prove that. So I went and I got his record. And first of all, Benjamin Crump has not won one major case. He's basically the Al Sharpton of our time.
He's got a lot of settlements, though.
He has got a lot of settlements. Now, he gets people
he gets
paid.
paid,
And he gets paid. So he's gotten literally his firm has gotten literally about $750,000 some dollars doing nursing homes. He's got over $10 million doing civil rights cases, like he was on the Trayvon Martin case. He was on some major cases like that. So he's got over $10 million. But he hasn't won a major case and when I say one, I'm saying that no cop or anybody has gone to jail.
Right.
So the family getting settlements are getting paid out. Justice is still not being served.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't actually be winning the case because he wouldn't be prosecuted. That would be the state.
Right.
But it seems like all of his cases don't even get that far.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't even get to the point of where we get a the DA takes the case.
Yeah.
They always seem to settle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to me, he's selling the families out.
Yeah. But what I was getting at, man, is we have what we call a lot of these armchair warriors, and I might be one myself.
Oh no.
But I mean, you get out there and do the work, man. I was looking at the video and some of the pictures from New York, and I was like, man, and it just boils down to you got to have the desire, you got to want to do it. I could have been there.
Yeah.
I could have went. I was like, man, now that I think I should have went, because I didn't. I just knew. I seen the. I don't know if they had a photographer or video guy out there or what, but
It wasn't you, John.
yeah. I'm just saying. I was like, man. That's why I put my hat off to you, man, because you do the stuff, man. You talk the talk and you walk the walk, and like you said, your body of work, the impact and influence you have. Like I said, one time the young lady just said, "Oh, Yurima Karama follows you." So that just automatically gave me some clout,
Well, what's funny is we stopped AB because we were traveling and we drove. We stopped at a rest area, and I felt it. There was a couple that was parked next to us. Well, we pulled in actually next to them, and they had their feet propped up on the dash. A black couple, and I just felt it, but I didn't. We went to the restroom, and when we came back out, brothers like, hey, don't you do some Facebook videos? And I was like, yeah. And of course he came with the, I was telling my wife, ain't it Yurima Karima? And I was
Your Mara?
and I was like, yeah, brother, it's Yurima Karama. And he was like, man, I knew it. When I seen you get out the car. And to me, like that, you know, just kind of like made my day. Like,
Yeah, you're having
this,
an impact, man.
yeah.
And you know that's what we need. That people with that drive to do stuff like that. It's so easy to just not do it,
Right.
but it takes effort,
Yeah.
and that's why I said I'm gonna plug. You put out that effort, man. You do it. So
Well, you're not a slouch either, John. I mean, you get out here, you're in the community, you've been in the community for years, you've talked to some of the greats, and I think that sometimes, you know, you got those that are out front, and then you got the silent ones who do work in the back. They do some of the most important work, because you've talked to some elders that I just haven't had a chance to talk to, and you've gotten their story. You've talked and got stories with some heavyweights that, you know, that those are historical things that when we're gone, somebody's going to come along and get that footage, listen to those interviews that you did, look at some of your footage that you've shot. I mean, even when you do the Afro Punk, you know, that's footage that's important. Not so much now that they've taken the other route. And it's funny because the Magnetic Shabazz, shout out to him, we were talking about that before the event started. He was like, man, you see what they're doing with this Afro Punk?
I'm not going this year.
And I told him about you. I said, my brother, I said, he's been going for years, but he said, yeah, I'm not going again.
Yeah, I'm not going this year for sure, man. But yeah, man, that whole, and like I said, that's your lifestyle. Do what you want to do, but
Yeah.
this is Afro. This is something that's I don't know. It's rubbing me the wrong way now, and I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna put forth the effort to do it. To travel up there, maybe I'll hit it again next year, but definitely not going to the one this year. And I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna start posting some of my, cause it's in August.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start posting some of the pictures on my full rate page. I got a bunch of stuff on
That would be good.
my rebel page, my radical page.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to put some stuff over there on my other page, man. But yes, it could be, and I guess it is to some people. It's a great event, but yeah, I'm gonna skip it this year, man. So.
Well, I think like a lot of things, we're starting to see the agenda, and there's a clear-cut agenda.
And then there was one girl that I met the first time I went up there. I was getting ready to leave, and she's so striking, man. Some people dress up for Afro Punk.
Yeah.
This is her everyday attire.
Okay.
But she's I wouldn't necessarily exotic with it, but it's just, her. I'll show you a picture of her, but
Yeah.
so every year that I went back, I always saw her. We always made a point to hook up, and I got a picture of her. And one year I took a picture of her, and it was like it was everywhere. Somebody took it and made a painting of it.
Nice.
And so she didn't go last year, and I sent her a text, and after I went, I said, I sent her a message on Instagram. I said, how did you know? She said, how did I know? I said, how did you know that it was not going to be like it was? And she said, well, because they had took her image and used her image to promote, didn't ask her or didn't even credit her with it. Just, used it to promote, because she was like one of the main, there were several people there that you always see. She was one of them. There was, and so they were using her to market, and she just, they didn't want to give her any props on it, and she didn't go.
Right.
But yeah, she's I just saw her recently. She had been over in Bali.
Okay.
She's doing some stuff over in Bali. But yeah, she's cool girl. I just met her that one time, and right as I was leaving almost.
Yeah.
And I guess they like me. There were a lot of people, because there was a lot of photographers out there, but nobody was posting the pictures. And so I don't know. I guess the guys were there getting paid or whatever. But I was just there. I just stumbled across the event. So I'm here. So I started posting pictures, and I probably picked up a whole bunch of followers. Everybody was like, "Did you get a picture of me? Did you want of me?" I'm
Right.
I don't know. Here's what I got. But
Yeah.
but yes, it's a great event, man. A great event. But yeah, it's it's just taking a different turn now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take one too.
Right. Exactly. But I thank you, John, and I think that both of our work is commendable work. But with that said, we got a guy doing some work too. He goes by the name of Donald Trump.
DJT.
DJT. And the Trump immigration chief caught pretending not to know about his racist tweets.
Yeah, man.
Acting U.S. CIS Director Ken Cuccinelli said it's not racist to demand American-born women of color go back to home countries.
And then you see his tweet down there. That was his actual tweet that underneath that headline.
Yes.
So basically, Trump is saying these ladies they came from these countries whose governments are catastrophes, and then they come over here and try to run this government. He's like, you need to go back home and fix your government there, and then come back. But I'm like, I don't know if you looked around lately, but this government ain't doing too hot either.
They really aren't.
But yeah, he's. I don't know if this is just political grandstanding, or I'm sure that's probably what he really meant. What's in his heart, that he has no filter.
Right. Yeah.
So he's just saying what's right there on top of his mind.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt he believes that.
Absolutely.
And to say that, the United States has probably been responsible for most of the chaos and havoc being wreaked around the world, and all these governments that they call a failed state. They're calling Somalia a failed state, Libya, trying to make Syria one. They've had a hand in destroying all those countries in the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, and now they're working on Iran. Telling Iran they can't sell their oil. That's their main income. If I come to you and say you can't work, that's a declaration of war.
Exactly.
How are you going to tell another country they can't do something that's going to give them life or give them a sustainable income?
Yeah.
Just because you're the United States, what gives you the right to do that?
The Vatican.
Well,
Yep.
But
The Vatican.
yeah, so to this comment right here just shows, why don't they go back to where they came from?
Yeah.
There's only some. We're probably closer to being indigenous people in America than any Europeans are.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we actually were. There was ancestors that were over here well before the European thought of in Mexico, here in the U.S., South America. So the tweet, for those that are curious, it says, so interesting to see progressive Democrat congresswomen who originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe, the worst, most corrupt and inept anywhere in the world, if they even have a functioning government at all, now loudly and viciously telling the people of the United States, the greatest and most powerful nation on earth, how our government is to be run. Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Then come back and show us how. I equate this to Trump's shithole comment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no different. He just didn't use shithole.
Exactly.
So.
But like I said, you look at the origin of how a lot of these countries got into the condition they're in.
Yes.
And they got one thing in common.
Yeah.
They were doing something that Babylon didn't like.
Exactly.
So,
wow.
but you've got people, the ignorance. The ignorance of some people that they don't know.
Right.
So they'll listen and be easily influenced by just about anything.
Yeah. So for the viewers or the listeners listening, John, where should if they have any, loyalty to country begin, and where should it end? Because what tends to happen happen. Somebody will take that statement and they'll agree with it and say, "Hey, this is America," you know, and we run things a certain way, and you know, their allegiance and loyalty to country, they can't see the catastrophes that the U.S. government has caused globally, and U.S. militaries have caused globally as well with their policies.
Yeah. You, it's, there's a lot of books you can read. You can, you know,
Yeah.
go through that information. But
I think the most prevalent I would send them to, if I just had to pick one, would be Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
yeah, that one. That definitely lays it out, man.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Everything you see them doing,
Yeah.
that guy tells you.
Yeah.
John Perkins.
Yeah.
Um,
Why these people are in turmoil, these countries are in turmoil. He explains it.
Yeah, and it's sad, man. That the most, you know, a lot of Americans don't know. They don't know that history.
Yeah.
You know, they know John Wayne on the horse, on the white horse. Cowboys are good, Indians are bad.
Right. Right.
You know, America is the knight in shining armor,
Yes.
and they believe that.
Yeah.
And you try to tell them otherwise, you might have to fight.
Yeah. And many aren't well traveled too. They haven't traveled outside the U.S. Many, so.
Yeah, but I mean, his comments just, I don't know if he's doing that to just rile people up and get them mad or what, man. But whatever the case, if that's his intention, it's working.
Yeah. And then we got this. This rabbit hole just gets
Deeper
It's
and
crazy.
deeper, yep.
And I did this, posted this, but it's insanity to me. Let's take a listen.
Transgender women may soon be able to access womb transplants to have babies. The womb of a woman is the uterus, so they are performing uterus transplants, which is the surgical procedure whereby a healthy uterus is transplanted into an organism of which the uterus is absent or deceased. So this is organ trafficking.
Now I don't want to get into the you know, because I'm sure there's some of that, and I'm not opposed to that. You know, the trafficking organs and the killing of people too. I think there was a case recently in Philly where they found like a little baby crib, just thrown on the side of the road with the intestines inside the crib, like no baby or anything, but the intestines there. So, but I am just the thought that you're trying to change the natural origin of nature.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if it was natural, it would have been here. It would have been going on. So you know, trying to, and there's scientists in the lab trying to figure that out. So that transgender men, and I think they've been doing some things over in London, Britain, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
They try to make women feel less than. Now you want a uterus?
Is it not the Intercept? One of the UK papers where they were saying that
Took the breast, now you want the
men were
uterus?
going to be able
Damn.
to have babies. But if you just look at the whole agenda, man, it's this whole, you know, gender fluidity, gender this, that, or the other thing. Except that's the model they're pushing.
Yeah.
And this is one podcast I was listening to. They were talking about robots being taxed, and
Yes.
the whole thing about you know, gender fluidity was to be able to somehow and use that to enable robots to be classified as humans so they could be taxed. But you know, it's nefarious, man. I don't know what to call it or what to say who's running it.
Yeah.
But at the heart of it, it's if there's good, then there's evil.
Yeah.
And the people that are running this system right now are not good.
Yeah.
They are, presidents, whoever, politicians. They all play that little role, but
Right.
useful idiots because whoever's orchestrating this stuff is they've got a plan. You can see it. You can see it's like a map.
Yeah. Would you, John? Do you think at this point, like we've gotten to a point where this is a machine that is just we've lost, like it's
I don't know,
you've lost
man.
control, and now the machine is just running itself?
If we haven't lost control, it's not too far off.
Yeah.
I mean, you just look at it. You know we got all the. I know you got this coming up. We've got facial recognition.
Yeah.
All this surveillance stuff. I was listening to something today about these Alexas. The Alexa is only supposed to talk when you have the. It's not listening to you all the time. It only comes up on the wake up word.
Yes.
But if it's not listening all the time, how does it hear the wake up word?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So it's got to be listening. So now they're talking about putting them in these new apartment complexes, so to manage the tenants. And some hotel chains, I heard Marriott, some major hotel chains are planning on having them in your hotel room like a TV. But we've got this police state.
Yeah.
We've got this 5G rollout coming. Then we've got all this surveillance. Facial recognition. It was funny, man. I was on Instagram the other day, and I looked at this thing. This is a gimbal stabilizer device, for video.
Yeah.
And I went and looked at it. Then I came back and I kept scrolling through, and about 3 more ads popped up for gimbals. So and now they're talking about also too. I heard a cry for digital currency. They want to get rid of the dollar, and like I said, that goes back again to Bitcoin and different things. Facebook was going to come out with their coin,
Yes.
Libra, and I think they put the hold on that.
Yes.
Solution or some congressman came out and said you can't have these tech giants building currencies because that's going to cut into their pocket.
Exactly.
And it's like I said, if we haven't already reached the point of no return, we are damn close to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tend to think that I think it's past. I think that there's a certain machine that's running right now, and the politicians are definitely complicit in its operation. But I think it's a machine that we've gotten to a certain point, especially with technology now, that there's kind of no turning back because we've become so dependent upon that technology, and so now people don't care. I would tend to believe that the majority of people will say, well, it's kind of like I can see the same arguments taking place. Well, if you're not doing anything wrong, it shouldn't matter who's listening to you.
Right.
Well, yeah, but there's this thing called privacy.
Exactly.
So I don't want you hearing me if I'm in the bed with my wife and we're having bedroom conversation. If I have a few people over, you shouldn't be privy to that conversation. Why? And so, no, we're not doing anything wrong. But privacy is something that the human being, there's a certain part that we expect some privacy. Like, I don't want you in the shower with me. That's my private time. I don't want you in my home unless I invite you. There's a reason certain people aren't invited and certain people are. And so I think we're at that point now where there's no going back.
Yeah, that privacy is going to be a thing of the past, man.
Yeah, right.
I mean, so.
And then you got, when we talk about the facial recognition, let's take a listen to this, John.
That these algorithms are effective to different degrees. So are they most effective on women?
No,
Are they most effective on people of color?
absolutely not.
Are they most effective on people of different gender expressions?
No, in fact, they exclude them.
So what demographic is it mostly effective on?
White men,
And who are the primary engineers and designers of these algorithms?
definitely white men.
So we have a technology that was created and designed by one demographic that is only mostly effective on that one demographic, and they're trying to sell it and impose it on the entirety of the country?
So we have the Pale Mail data sets being used as something that's universal when that isn't actually the case when it comes to representing the full set.
We saw that.
So right now, because you have the propensity for these systems to misidentify Black individuals or brown communities more often, and you also have confirmation bias where if I have been said to be a criminal, that I am more targeted. So there's a case with Mr. Ba, an 18-year-old African-American man who was misidentified in Apple stores as a thief. And in fact, he was falsely arrested.
But that's everywhere because of the color of our skin.
This identification. And then if you have a case where we're thinking about putting, let's say, facial recognition technology on police body cams in a situation
Damn.
where you already have racial bias that can be used to confirm, right, the presumption of guilt, even if that hasn't necessarily been proven, because you have these algorithms that we already have sufficient information showing fail more on communities.
Face identification.
That's what they call pre-crime, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the movie Total Recall, I think?
Yeah.
Minority Report.
No, Minority, yeah.
And you know, you got to think about the people that are programming these AIs, man. We had a
We
conference.
surrounded.
I work this brother. He's in charge of the AI department for the whole firm, and you know, we had this meeting, and I asked him a question about the incident where I think was it Microsoft or somebody, they had one of their AI bots on the internet, and it was like less than 8 hours it had turned into a anti-Semitic racist, so they say.
Oh wow, yeah.
Just from people talking, but you know, we were talking about that. You know, what the people that are programming these things, you know, are they programming their biases into the bots, into these algorithms?
Yeah.
And that's the danger, because you're gonna, you know, a lot of financial companies are already getting rid of their low-level financial advisors.
Yes.
All of your first responses are being answered by a machine.
Computers, yeah.
Can I help you? Well, tell me this, tell me that.
You need to have a conversation with a damn
You gotta
computer.
say certain things to get out of that loop to actually talk to a human.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
yeah, but your first line of contact is going to be with an AI.
Yeah.
And you know, you're going to be doing insurance applications, loan applications, and depending on how that AI is programmed, it could have biases programmed into it.
Yeah.
And
That's scary.
yeah,
Deadly.
man. You know, the whole technology thing. I was talking to one of my old Army buddies, man. Me and this guy went to basic training together in like '78, and we managed to hook up through Facebook. You know, it used to serve a good purpose, man.
Right.
Because I would have never seen him again outside of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, his name was so unique that who I thought was him was his son, but he was a junior, and I thought it was him, so he hooked us up. But yeah,
Nice.
we were talking about how technology, you know, how many phone numbers can you recall? Do you know off the top of your head now?
None.
Could you get somewhere without GPS?
Right.
Could you read a map? You know, could you do this, do that, and the other thing? And in most cases, the answer was no.
Yeah.
And you know,
Because society made us lazy.
people, you know, they'll put you in jail or fine you if you try to grow a garden in your yard.
Yes.
But you know, I know we talked about it before. These floods and stuff that are happening.
Yes.
In the Sudan, over here in the U.S. There's a guy who has a channel called Adapt 2030. He does a lot of the Agenda 21 type stuff.
Yeah.
And he had a theory about this rain, all these floods, and through some of his research and studying, it showed that these cycles, you know, where it's flooding over in the Sudan back during the time of the Roman Empire, that was their major breadbasket. Was, you know, now they're getting all this rain and they're not, you know, it used to be arid land.
Right.
But at one point in time, it was not. It was farmland.
Okay.
And you know, we've got all this rain in the Midwest. Farmers haven't planted all these cattle, pigs that died over in China and Asia.
Yeah, the hogs.
And
Yes.
then we've got this flooding down in New Orleans. You know, that's destroying a major seafood. So there's gonna be some food shortages, man. And then he was going through showing like some things look like they came off Twitter, but they were just feeds of people showing like empty shelves in different stores in Walmart being out of something. Say we're currently out of this, but we're working with our suppliers to get it. And so and then it tied into the whole immigration thing from over in Europe, where they ran all of the people out of North Africa from Libya, Algeria, they're rushing to Europe, but they're doing that to get them off that land because they know, that he surmises that they know that these rain cycles are changing and coming back, and that's going to be fertile farmland, and we need them out of here.
Wow.
So yeah, like I say, man, it's nefarious.
Yeah.
And they play the long game. They don't worry. They don't worry about what's to happen in the next 5-10 years. You know, they look 100,
Right.
200, 300 years down the road. But I was like, wow. Now I started looking into stuff, and if you think about it, where that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, man. You know, when you go shopping, pick up an extra can of this or extra can of that, and
Right.
you don't have to go full prep mode. But even FEMA will tell you, they will tell you to have 3 to 6 weeks of supplies or stuff to survive on.
Yeah.
So and if they tell you that, you probably need twice that much. But
Exactly.
I don't know, man. It's just some strange stuff happening with the weather, and like they say, they've got that thing called
Harp.
the Angels don't play that one.
Right. Well, I think too we have to keep in mind that history shows, especially when we talk about, and just kind of stepping back here, bringing it forward, when we talk about the government and the nefarious nature of the government, and we're talking about floods. We know that wherever there are resources that they want, they're going to get them.
They won't clear that land.
And so a fertile land is a resource, especially when you talk about food depletion. If they want that fertile land, they're going to get it.
Yeah.
And, if they're going to, they don't care about using HARP. They don't care about going in and removing the people with guns. So,
when it tickles me when you say, they can manipulate the weather and people roll their eyes, but they've been doing cloud seeding.
Yeah.
And with HARP, they may not be able to start a tornado or hurricane, but they can make it stronger or guide it, because all it is a mixture of hot and cold air. And if you're shooting, they were saying this HARP is you can shoot.
See what he said about the clouds?
Into something and inflate it. And the key to it is when you remember that a couple of years ago, was it maybe a year or so ago, but this one hurricane, they said it just stopped.
Yes.
It just parked in one spot for 3 days or.
Yep.
That's not natural. Storms move.
They move. They be parked right outside my window.
Yes.
But if it gets somewhere in park, they can't start it. But they can, once it gets started, I think they can manipulate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
I believe it.
remember that. That was about a year and a half ago. You're right. It just hovered.
Yeah.
Just hovered.
And dumped. I think they said.
I caught it live.
They got 25 inches of rain.
Yeah.
So they're hitting some major food producing areas.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And those floods are again in Sudan, and then you got the pig hog deaths over there in Asia.
Yeah, and
You got deaths. You got some deaths of cattle out. Is it out west?
Yeah. They got killed in the flood.
Yeah.
And,
How the flood just stay in hovers? Lightning storms?
Ebola is still lurking in the background somewhere.
Yes.
So, yeah, I just think they've thrown all these stories out here, man. Like the other day, this Area 51 jazz,
Right.
all of a sudden, I always say, anytime something comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden it's everywhere, it didn't happen by accident.
Exactly.
It's designed.
Exactly.
And they've been pushing starting to acknowledge these UFOs have been these strange sightings in the sky, lights here and there.
Yes.
So some people surmise they are getting us ready, and that was this guy named Werner von Braun, who was a Nazi, came over as part of Operation Paperclip.
Yes.
And he said that was going to be the last thing, was for them to stage fake alien invasion. First was going to be the communists, then it was going to be terrorists, and the last one was going to be the
Fake alien invasion? Damn.
They've just been getting us ready, man. So
Prepping.
They're getting us ready for something.
Prep work.
And
Let's not forget, you still got them Walmarts. They got fences around them.
so now you got you got 500,000 people signed up on the Facebook group.
Yes.
I don't know if they just threw that out there to see how many idiots they could get to sign up, and but you're not gonna storm Area 51
And live.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
Presidents go out there, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know what it is. It's some kind of psyop, man. I don't know what the purpose of it is, but I don't think it had an organic foundation.
Another psyop.
I'll tell you, it definitely hasn't. Look here, John. I got a page, and I see the number manipulation. I see what they're doing. I can see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see when my numbers drop.
Talking to Yurima Karama and Brother John.
Where certain people aren't getting on now, and
I'll put the names in the description.
because, we were out when I was out in New York. There was a couple people. They was, what's your IG? I punched it in, John. I couldn't find my own IG. I punched my whole name in, and then certain people were telling me, "Yo, Yurima, no, this is what you got to do, and you got to hit the hashtag because this is what they got to do to find me." So if something has gone viral, it's because they wanted to.
And
It's absolutely.
they just had the social media summit last week with Trump, where they were supposed to get on big tech about all of the shadow banning and
The conversation.
amount of conservative pages. And most of the guys that on the alt-right that are vocal leaders, they were mad because they didn't get invited. This one little dude, remember the little young guy who was talking about the young conservative guy. I think we played a clip of him last time. He was talking about he's not a slave, and he's never.
Yes.
He got invited. He was invited to the social media summit with Trump.
Oh wow.
Just like how
There were a lot more.
just like how Eazy-E was invited to the doggone White House.
He is, but
Right.
he didn't get
They
invited.
ain't know his real name was Eric.
This other guy named Steve Quayle, who's another. He's probably second in line to Alex Jones. He didn't get invited. So anybody that probably would have got up there and really, put it out there didn't get invited.
Right. Exactly.
So it was just a dog and pony show, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Just a dog and pony show, smoking mirrors.
It was big news when they arrested your boy Epstein.
Yes.
Because I was looking at something, and then I saw the blackout, and then I didn't know you got back in town. I said, "Man, you still in New York?"
Yes.
Now you dead.
Half of Manhattan was out of power, and I was like, "Man, I know some jokers up there was like, this is about to get." Because
Yeah.
that would be their plan, man. Either attack the power grid.
Yeah.
They said it was a transformer fire. I think it was a trial run just to see what the response was going to be. But you know what was funny? That the last time they had a big power outage like that was, I think it was 77, happened on the same day.
Really?
It's July 13th.
77.
1977, I think it was.
Wow. Okay.
And then this was July 13th, 2019.
Wow.
Like I said, they do love their numbers.
They like their numbers.
It's a number game.
July the 13th.
Yep. Wow.
It's a number
That's good
game.
food right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go back to something, John. I remember talking about the GPS and things of that nature. We're starting to see a turn. Like even going to the Walmarts, the stores now. I've heard people going into McDonald's now. Or maybe not McDonald's. Maybe it's Wendy's, McDonald's, one of the two. But they're filling out their orders.
Yeah.
And the
Kiosk.
and there, I even had a person tell me, like, you know, it wasn't working properly, they went up to the counter and the person was looking at them crazy, like,
Yep.
you know, you
Me
fill
too.
it out over there, and they were like, the shit's not working, and so they were just like, and kind of gave attitude like they had to take their order. And I'm thinking to myself, like, do these workers know?
Don't you
Walmart workers know? Don't you? Workers know that you're about to not have a job.
Yeah.
And it came
You
true.
know, we don't know if universal income is going to kick in, but what we do know is that jobs that have been outsourced outside of this country, the majority of them, if not all, have not come back.
No, they're not gonna come back.
So when you're out of that job because you wanted to get paid
It's like an
free, you
ATM.
wanted to, you know, not
They
do
take your
anything.
order for food and
they
you
tell
pay for
one
it.
day, because there have been cases where Walmart workers have come to work and they didn't know the fence was being put up around the Walmart and they've been told to leave. No, you no longer have a job. So I mean, that's just something to look at. The other thing too, John, do you remember? I remember traveling across country. I had to used to use a map.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know it still know. I don't know if I remember how to do that anymore.
Yeah, man.
And there was no GPS, so you had to use a map.
I use a map.
And pulling over at rest stops, you got the map on your lap, and
man.
trying to follow that trail.
I remember them days, but they weren't that long ago.
No, it really wasn't.
That long ago, man.
It really wasn't. So we have to really get back to some basic things, just in the event that something happens. Where we can still maneuver. Always keep that in mind, because if this tech goes off, and I believe that they probably got a button, they can shut it down. If they're shutting pages down when they want, you know, they can shut you down.
You know, in certain countries, like when stuff happens, they kill the internet. You know,
Yeah.
like, they got one here too. Trust
Absolutely.
me. They've got a kill switch.
Yeah. So
A kill
what happens
switch.
when you have no GPS, when your phone is not working? What happens when it's shut down? Are you going to
Just lost.
Are you going to know how to get out of the city you're in?
You're lost.
Are you going to know how to do some farming and grow some crops?
Yeah.
You know, it's all questions we need to be asking ourselves. But even more importantly, are you going to know how to work together with other people?
And that's
Exactly. Black out everywhere.
Because right now it's individualism. It's every man for himself. But are you going to know how to work together with other people in order to survive?
I don't have a good feeling about that, man.
Hey,
You see how
Mary.
we act on Black Friday.
Welcome. We about almost finished.
Now imagine if that's food.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Imagine if that's food instead of a big 24-inch or 48-inch television.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Great analogy, John. Great analogy. Because they go crazy. They knock people over. They stomp people.
They've killed people.
Yes.
Trampled them.
Black Friday coming.
To get to a piece of electronic. Now just imagine if that's food.
Yes. And there's a food shortage.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I got the coffee brewing right
I'm
now.
going to stock up.
Coffee on deck.
You know, you don't have to stock up, man. Just
I'm
get
playing, but
get a little bit every now and then, you know.
yeah, absolutely.
Because I used to get water from Walmart.
Cool.
I'd buy a case of drink and I'd buy a case
Right,
of
Mary.
in the back room. And after a while, I started piling up. I was like, I got a lot of water.
Yeah.
So then, somebody came and said, man, what's all this water for, man? I said, hey, you know, and then that was that week that I think someone.
Yes, you could bring some donuts.
Was messed up.
I prefer apple croissants or apple turnovers.
But you know, it's not like it's gonna go to waste. I'm gonna
Ew.
eventually, but you know, I'd rather have it than not have it.
Right.
Have it and if I have to say
Krispy
have it and not
Kreme,
eat it than eat it
okay.
and not have it.
Absolutely. Also, too,
Apple
we want to be
turnover.
cognizant, and I'm glad you brought up the water thing, John, because you still got the water.
Whatever you
issue
bring,
in,
girl. Whatever you bring.
Flint. But even more so, you got some prisons around the country. See, we get a chance. We got access to Flint. We can get videos. But you got some prisons around the country where the their water is coming out brown. They're having to shower in that water, and the staff is telling them they got to drink that.
The water is turning brown in
It's
New
like,
Jersey.
you know,
Watch out in New
Our
Jersey.
brothers and sisters locked up in there, where they don't have, you really don't have any rights.
Flint is spreading everywhere. You need to change all them pipelines.
You're in a cell, and the water coming out of your sink is brown.
Mm.
You're being told, hey, you got to drink that. There's nothing I can do.
I'll be a
So
thirsty ass.
Man, this is America.
yeah, let's keep them in our minds and our hearts. But we got to come together. People got to learn how to work together.
Yeah, that'll be. And you know, most times you ever notice in when they do have a disaster like that, the people do come together,
Yeah.
and it lasts about 2 weeks,
Yeah.
or until they get out of the crisis or
You
whatever.
have to fight.
It's back to business as usual.
Exactly. Well, I think there's going to be one that hits that's going to be very lengthy.
Yes, you know,
Of course, the
they keep throwing
population,
out
of
little
course.
signs, man. You know, the market. You know, you got all these financial advisors saying, you know, this is not. This is the lowest it's been in years. Today, Deutsche Bank over in Germany, I saw this report where investors have been pulling $1 billion a day out of Deutsche Bank.
Yes.
And see, what a lot of people don't know, when we had that crisis in 2008, the Fed gave a lot of money to U.S. banks, but they also gave like $16 trillion to foreign banks. They gave $16 trillion, I'm thinking the number is, to foreign banks.
Wow.
Because they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And if Deutsche Bank, they have this, I think they said they have like $4 quadrillion. They have a $4 quadrillion exposure to derivatives.
Check your water lines.
And it gets kind of complicated to explain.
Somebody got nasty water going on in your area. The sewer is backed up somewhere.
That they would owe somebody.
Yeah.
If a certain thing happens, then they where are you going to get $4 quadrillion from?
Well, John, didn't you just recently have a post up on that money being pulled out?
Yo, Mary Hart, go check out Nay Moody's video.
They were laying off people. So they
All kinds of faces are all up in her clouds.
had these
Oh my goodness.
still there getting
Go check out her video.
tailor-made suits
Huh.
while you got thousands of people getting laid off.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
what
It's a short
I
video,
said, who was it?
but
Marie
it is
Antoinette,
crazy.
Cake.
Yes. Yeah.
And I knew what I was going to say, man. That, you know, also too.
Nay Moody, go check out her video.
I saw that it only takes like three to, and when you get 10% of the people
Thank you.
who are unable to provide for themselves or whoever, that's when people are going to hit the streets.
Yeah.
And if you notice it, that the yellow vests they've been
The gutter.
still protesting.
Yeah.
You don't hear a lot about that,
Exactly.
but they still are. Last week they had some clashes with the police.
My sister always tell me, boil your water.
This thing's go in cycles, man.
Boil your water.
You know,
I boil everything.
Governments come and go. You know, people don't understand that the United States has not always been the holder of the world's reserve currency.
Exactly.
You know, it used to be
We never have our own currency.
France, and now it's
It all belongs to the Queen,
U.S. has held it
who makes trillions of dollars a month.
too long,
Yeah.
and based on all of the other fiat currencies. Once a country goes off of a gold standard or some other commodity standard based economy,
Yeah.
the life of that fiat currency is usually 30 to 40 years. And the United States, I think it's been longer than that.
Yeah, it
well,
has.
Well, we came off in '71 when Nixon took us off the gold standard.
Yeah. So we're at the we're almost at the we're over the 40-year mark. We're almost at the 50-year mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting close, man. To
We're
some,
going to talk about Gaddafi.
coming to a head. You know, you can't keep spending more money than you make.
Right.
And that's you know, any business can't do it.
Exactly.
Me and you can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do it for a little while, but
Right.
eventually it's going to catch up with us. So,
Absolutely.
And it's the same here. You can't continue to spend more money than you make.
Well, you brought up some good points in the past, John, and I think it applies when they. I think that people have to really pay attention because even and to me it's like
You must pay
like a
attention.
no-brainer. I don't care what they say about the stocks. What are my pockets looking like?
Yeah.
And the community that I'm in, you know, what's the talk in that community? And you've said it before, you know, they give all these great stock tips and how the market is running, but what's actually happening to people down on ground zero?
Right.
And that right now is what we need to be looking at. I don't care what you say your stocks are looking like. What are the people down here on ground zero? What are we going through?
And those stocks can evaporate in this guy wrote about the Great Depression, and when you start reading it, the conditions that were going on then, it's almost a mirror of what's happening today, as far as the economy and things go. But yeah, it's and that's cyclical. We've had recessions, we've had crashes, and to believe, was it Janet Yellen said that there would never be another financial crisis in her lifetime. I'm like, how do you know that?
Right.
But the thing is that when it does happen, the people, the little people, are
affected.
If you've got stocks, you won't be able to sell them quick enough.
Right.
There won't be anybody to buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly. Well, there you have it, family. It's time for unity. And speaking of unity, don't forget Unity Walk this week, this coming Saturday, Kansas City, Kansas. Kendaro Ruins. I'll be there. The family will be there. But it's that time, John. It's been a long overdue.
You was listening to the conversation with Yurima Karama and Brother John. I want to thank you guys for coming out. We talked about some missing islands and debt, and we finished it off with a conversation with Yurima Karama and Brother John. I'm going to put the descriptions in the chat and also in the description. I gotta go, gotta charge, gotta get ready for the next video. Yes, I'm getting ready to leave right now, Sugar Love. I'm getting ready to do another video in about 3 hours. All right, you guys, have a beautiful day. I love you much, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Giving you all peace and love on this Labor Day. I'll be back in 3 hours for the birthday dinner. Love you guys.